Hi everybody, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for this week's question and answer video. I'm answering people's questions from last week's video, and all of you, please, I encourage you to ask questions. Go down below into the comment section down there, ask me anything you want, and I'll answer it next Monday. I do these every single Monday. First, I'd like to ask you guys, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, like or dislike, tell me why, say hi, and ask questions. All I ask is please tell us your location, let us know where you guys are. Thank you very much. I got some questions, I got some comments that I'm going to answer and comment on myself. First, I want to recommend something like I do every single week. I'm recommending something that I've recommended before recently, and it's the CalmiGo. What is the CalmiGo? Well, they say to discover calm. Patented technology delivers relaxation in moments of anxiousness by adapting your breathing and naturally quieting four senses. It's drug-free and safe, recommended by health professionals, 3-minute use on the go. A lot of you guys are suffering from PTSD, cptsd, emotional trauma. It's an umbrella term that covers so much of the things you guys may be feeling, from different disorders, addictions and eating problems and depression and anxiety. And that's why I like this thing. It's drug-free. It's not taking supplements or anything like this. You buy it one time and it's $179. I know it's expensive. I have a $30 discount to make it $149 down below in the description box. You follow that and they will give you $30 off. So I'm just going to go briefly over this. I've gone over this before, so I don't want to bore you guys. And there's tutorial videos on YouTube about these too. So this is it. And it comes with, it gives you a couple batteries, even gives you this cool little screwdriver to take the thing off and put the batteries in. This is a cover to keep it fresh and clean. I recommend, and they recommend, clean the little mouthpiece off with alcohol. It comes with scents. These things are scented and they last quite a while as long as you have the cover on. Mine is peppermint. It also comes in a lavender, and it also comes in different colors, this and purple, I believe. They have a neat little carry bag, the CalmiGo, and it gives you an extra little, it gives you a pouch here for your extra scents. And basically you got a power button here. See the lights come on, you hold it at this angle, you breathe out. This is something that is helping controlling your breathing. I've had people ask me about allergies and things like this. It shouldn't affect things like that. You're literally just breathing out, and it's helping you control your breathing. It's got a little option on the side here for vibrate or not vibrate if you want it. But you breathe into it and it starts to light up, and you can see the lights if you hold it like this, and you big deep breaths. At the same time, you're smelling the scent when you inhale. If you have allergies and you worry about that, you can always take it right off. And it really calms all, it's using all your senses, and it really relaxes you. I like this product a lot. I wasn't sure about it until I tried it myself, and it's really neat. It's really neat. I like this. It works for me. I know some of you guys have already bought these. Please let us know down there what you think of it. If you already have yours and you've used it, please. Really neat little thing here. And it times out on its own. It's out. Put your cover back on and put it in your neat little pouch. I call it my Calm Amigo. It's my little buddy, my little friend. One-time purchase. It's really neat. I recommend it to everybody. Like I said before, the link is down there if you guys are interested and you want your discount. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started with these. First one is from, oh, and by the way, happy Labor Day for you guys in America. And all you guys working, I hope you got the time off. I hope all of you had the benefit to do something fun this weekend, and it's still not over. You still have time today to do something. So Liebes Love from Cyprus. You're the best, David. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Pope from Ireland. Guy I used to live with would talk, oh, in the last Q&A, because I could tell this from, I talked a lot about communication, how important, how vitally important communication is. Matter of fact, if you realize that our emotional needs are more important than our physical needs, most important thing in our lives, and the way we have our emotional needs met is by relationships with other people, interpersonal relationships, and so communication is the only way it works. And that's how important communication is. And I want to say that being emotionally neglected in childhood, which I know many of you have been, and it's a hard thing to identify for a lot of you, but our relationships in adulthood really mirror the relationships we had in childhood. So if you're in these abusive relationships, traumatic relationships, neglectful, you're not getting your emotional needs met, most likely that started in childhood. If you're dating narcissistic people, you may have narcissistic family members. I call them narcissistic parents, narcissistic parenting. Then they don't have to be narcissist, but it's more about them and their emotions and what they want and what they need instead of yours. And so communication is vitally important, and if we've been neglected, most likely we weren't taught how to communicate well, because we weren't taught how to meet our needs, and that's how we do it, by communicating. Okay? So I used to think I was an amazing communicator because I could debate people, and people said I talk really well and stuff like this, but years later I realized, now that I'm healthier, I realized I wasn't a good communicator. I had poor boundaries, and boundaries are communication. It's telling somebody where you're comfortable at, where you're not comfortable at. So one thing all of you guys can do is, it's not just about feeling better, recovering from this stuff. Yes, we need to feel better, for sure. But we've got to have healthier relationships where our emotional needs are being met. So you guys want to, be better at this and stuff. And really a part of healing is learning how to do this. So learn how to communicate better, okay? Socializing and things like this, and go look up what skills are. And one of the best ways to learn all this stuff is with a professional, okay? So Pope from Ireland says, guy I used to live with would talk to the side of my head for hours. His whole day from start to finish, in fine detail, me trying to watch TV every day. Well, of course he's going to talk the side of your head, Pope. That's where your ears are, right? Which side do you want? And a part of this too, Pope, is you communicating, right? I mean, I could imagine someone sitting there that I don't want to listen to, talking while I'm trying to do anything, watch TV even, right? And so we tell him, hey, I'm watching TV. Can you, please, thanks. And all this, it might sound easy, but how many of you guys are good at telling people no? How, there's so much involved, right? We get afraid and nervous and scared of how somebody's going to react. And that's their emotions. That's their responsibility. Our responsibility is to communicate where we are comfortable at and not comfortable at, okay? And so we need to do this and practice, instead of having to sit there and listen to somebody going ta 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 while we're talking. But that's funny. Thanks. Tree Lover from the United States of America. I would meet my younger sister in a restaurant, and she would conduct a monologue with me, not letting me talk. I told her communication is 50-50, or I would leave. Make like a tree and leave. That's good. You held up your boundaries, and I hope you stick to them. Biggest part of boundaries, communication, and our self-worth. Our boundaries are a measure of where our self-worth is. We can tell somebody don't do that, but how often have you guys told somebody not to do that and they continued? And then what'd you do? Right? Then what'd you do? We have problems in relationships like everyone does. Everyone, they're not easy. What's important is that we communicate these problems with our partner, and we work together to fix them. And if we, the more we value this relationship, the harder we try, equally. And it takes 100-100, okay? Not 50-50. And if we can't fix these problems, the relationship is over. It's over. And we can only leave these relationships if we feel worthy enough, if we feel worthy of something better, if our lives are more important than what we're doing, okay? Biggest source of stress are relationships. Not having any, not having our needs met, abuse, trauma, biggest source of stress. CPTSD it's worse than just PTSD. It's got more symptoms than PTSD. And this stuff starts in childhood, okay? So I tell everybody, we need to learn what we didn't learn in our childhood. And that can be very hard to identify. It's very hard to know we're missing something because we don't know. We didn't ever get it, okay? Thank you, Tree Lover. Runs with Scissors Bear. That's like an Indian name. Good communication and listening skills can be learned. They're only learned. Yeah, we aren't born with them. We have our parents, which are our teachers, and they must teach us these things. If our parents don't know, they can't teach us. We must learn on our own then. The fundamental building block is either innate or not. But if you have the natural ability, it can be honed over time to make it a talent, I think. Practice makes better. Thank you. And Pope again, question, do you have any spiritual side to any of this? Thanks, David from Ireland. And I know you said that I kind of answered this in this answer. I kind of answered a question from someone else that helped you with this. But the spiritual side, you know, spirituality, stuff like this, it's such a general statement, and everybody kind of has their own definition of what that is. And I think what's very, very important with this, and including spiritual, and we can include religion or not, is to find out who we are and stop living other people's lives and having other people form our opinions. We're all so different. I can't express that enough. We are totally equal, but gosh, we are so different. And we need to find out who we are. We need to know exactly what we need. We need to know what we want. We need to know how we feel. We need to know what we value as humans, because it's all different for everybody. All right. The spiritual side, I think, I like to think that's, you know, our self, right? Our true autonomous self. And we need to know what that is and know who we are. And it really, really is the only way to give ourselves what we want and need. We need to know what that is. And we need to know what our values are and stick to these and not compromise them anymore for other people, okay? So the spiritual side, I think, is ourself, and having a really good, stable sense of what that is and who we are, all right? These are things we can work on every day, and I think everybody needs to, and we do until we die. It's not a one-time thing, or there's no finish line or goal line. We all are doing this, hopefully, every single day, and it really is the answer to a lot of our problems, okay? But as far as really commenting on the spiritual side, unless you have more detailed questions about it, like I said, it's just different for everybody. We're all on our own journey, aren't we? And so find out what that journey is, meaning, who are you? What do you want? What do you need? How do you feel every day? Because if we have relationships like this, like I said before, we did in childhood, and that was a big problem our parents failed at, and they didn't help us, you know, express who we are and discover who we are. And some of us are still waiting to be that beautiful person we're always meant to be, okay? Thank you, Pope. Paul. I don't remember where you're from. I'm sorry, Paul. She tried to get a hold of me 4 times yesterday. Left the voicemail. Paul, could you call me whenever you could? I don't want to talk to you ever again. I love you, or I hate you, don't leave me. Does this break my no contact because she left me a voicemail? No, you're not necessarily in contact with her, right? I've had people harass me and gone and filed police reports and pressed charges on people who've harassed me. And just because they keep sending me messages really isn't contact. But what's important, Paul, is how does that make you feel? How does that, I mean, you were swearing in this. I left those words out. So I'm sure there's a lot of emotions attached to this. If we're not healed from this relationship, these are things that just keep bringing it up and up and up. I highly, strongly recommend, Paul, whatever actions you decide to take with this, because this is harassment and it's simply unwanted attention, and it doesn't matter who it comes from. If we don't want them to contact me, don't. I don't know if you've told this person not to yet, but document these things, and you can go file a police report, and you can get lawyers to help you, and police will help you. But what's important, Paul, is that we just don't see these things, okay? We don't go check on their Facebook. We don't go look and see how they're doing. We don't have friends come and give us, you know, updates and stuff like this. And this is a measure of our self-worth again. Think of every single time you want to go look at their Facebook or Instagram and stuff like this and see what they're up to. Your self-worth is asking you, hey, Paul, do you deserve more than this, better than this? And your actions and your choices answer this, okay? So block her. Block her. If you be extreme, really. The more you do, the more your self-worth rises, and the less stress we have in our lives. This is about stress. Stress. And she's a huge part of it, I'm sure. Part of your stress. And so take extreme measures. You know, block her, get a new phone number, things like this. Have a lawyer write her a letter for $50, $100. These are all decisions you need to make, Paul, and you can always hire somebody to help you make better choices for yourself if you think you need to do that. But no, it doesn't break no contact. But like I said, what's important is how it feels. Ask yourself how it feels, Paul. Sure doesn't feel good. I'm sure you don't want to see these things. And it sticks in our brain for a while, and your brain starts saying, oh, you know, because these experiences really change who we are. They really are. It's chemical. It's a chemical imbalance, a chemical dependency, changes our personality. And this can cause so many other disorders in our life so that we can't function properly. And we don't need the people, the source of this stuff, to keep contacting us, to keep seeing it. And we have friends that give us updates, like I said. Ask your friends not to anymore. If they keep doing it, maybe they're not your friend. Okay? Thank you, Paul. Hope I answered that for you. Let me know. Please, guys, give me feedback, too. Please, and keep asking questions, okay? No bad questions. None. And Pope, again, says, how can what I do make you feel that way? Got that a lot. Wow. Pope's abuser says, how can what I do make you feel that way? I mean, just a real lack of awareness and no accountability or responsibility. You know, our actions affect people. They really do. And, you know, this can be very difficult for you guys and a lot of others to understand this. What matters is how you feel, not what they do. It's a rule I live by. It doesn't matter what I do, only how I feel about it. And the problem you had in your relationship, let's say it wasn't what she does. It's how you feel about it. And that problem must be fixed. It must be fixed. And we do this together. And if she's not doing that, obviously, she's stonewalling you, just doesn't understand, maybe. I don't know. Don't want to give her too much credit. But we work together until this problem goes away. And when they start telling you you're too emotional, you take things personally, you shouldn't feel that way, they're not taking any accountability, and they're not taking the responsibility to help you fix this problem together, okay? So the problem is fixed when we feel better about it, however you decide to do that. And if we were neglected in childhood, again, we may not know how to do that. Okay? Thanks again, Pope. Curly Girl from New York. Hi. Hi, David. Thanks for answering my question about stopping the negative self-talk and moving on. It helped. I'm also not trying to hurry the process, which is why I'm educating myself, talking about it, getting therapy, and trying to heal. Good for you. Good for you. Friends and family, they can't fix this problem or these problems that we have. They just can't. And we can't expect them to. We can't, dump all this stuff on them. It gets stressful for people that care about you, and they don't know how to fix you, and they just can't. So we need professional help. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs help in our lives, right? Life's not that easy for anybody, anyone. We all need help, and our self-worth decides if we're worthy of that help, and we go find that help. And then we are worthy enough to do what they tell us to do, to give them a chance, to give ourselves a chance, okay? And if that person isn't helping us the best, we go find someone else. But we have a team. We build a team of support, and somewhere where we can tell them everything. We trust them enough to not judge us, to listen, and have the answers. That's what I do with my clients, okay? I don't care if we have to go over every single thing until they understand exactly what was going on, and then we feel better about it, and alleviates shame and guilt, okay? And that's healing. And learning this stuff is so we don't repeat it. I don't think this is something we can do by ourselves. This is caused from people and relationships, and it's fixed by people and relationships. Thank you, Curly Girl. Rory from Ohio. Hi, Rory. Love that instead of moving on, we move through it. That's right. We don't move on. We don't get over it. We move through it. We go through it. This is something severe. I mean, how many of you guys, this is the worst time in your life? This is the worst experience in your life. And when it was over, it's the worst you ever felt. Probably all of you. So we can't just move on and get over it and leave it behind and not think about it. No way. That's what a narcissist does. Narcissists can't introspect and look at themselves because it hurts too much. And this causes depression. This will cause depression. Okay? What was the last? I saw something in the last question. Stopping negative self-talk. If you look into a mirror and you tell yourself you're a piece of crap every single day, you're stupid, you're ugly, no one will ever accept you or love you, you're unlovable. You tell yourself this every day in the mirror. I don't care who you are. It'll stick. It'll stick. And what your brains are doing is trying to keep you alive. They don't care how you feel. They don't care what you want. They don't care. They don't care about other people and forming relationships and feeling better. They don't care. Brains don't care. And this is not who we are. And so we've got to be able to challenge these things with truth and positivity. Doing that alone is pretty much impossible. Okay? So this is a process. This is stuff we need to learn that we didn't learn. And we need to find out and discover who we are so we know what to do next. All right? Thank you, Rory. Laura, don't know where you're from. Thank you for answering my question. You are welcome. It's just so hard to understand how things can go from being good one minute and then the next everything is bad. And I was sitting there looking around saying, what is going on? Nothing has happened to change anything, but yet everything has changed. Such a confusing disorder. It sure can be, and this confusion can cause shame and guilt. Can't it, Laura? Can't it? We absorb these things. Children, we started doing this as children. You know, what's the most common reaction a child has to divorce? Why is it so traumatic? Because mom and dad fight because of me. Mom and dad aren't together anymore because of me. Dad left, mom left. They're sick, won't come out of the room, maybe committed suicide because of us. This is too much for a child to handle, and it's too much for adults to handle. It causes depression and amongst many other problems. We need to understand. That's a major part of this healing, is to understand what happened. Why? Okay? That when people mistreat us, it's not our fault. That's just something easy to say. These videos, I can only help you guys so much. Okay? I can help you 100 times, or I can give you the help that you need with one-on-one sessions. But these videos are good. They're nice. I hope they steer you into the right direction of getting the help that you need. Maybe you're already getting professional help. Maybe you're seeing me, and these videos are just helping on top of that. Okay, I hope so. Thank you, Laura. Christine from Montana. Hi, Christine. Hi, David. I've only had terrible relationships, and it all started with my mother many decades ago. 3 marriages and divorces, and several boyfriends later, I've yet to experience real, true love. And this started many decades ago. I'm guessing maybe you're in your 50s. Never experienced true love. And you want it. Everybody wants it. You want it. Sad. And now, I still say it's me, but also I finally realized with your help that they all had another common denominator too. All my men were abusers, some worse than others. Now I'm old and just recently escaped my latest disaster. Now I live alone in self-imposed isolation in the mountains. So at this point in my life, I now have 2 choices. Die alone, sad, lonely, having never felt love, or accept the fact that if I want a companion in my life, it is going to be abusive, and that's just the way it is. Normal people are not single silvers unless something is wrong with them. Thoughts? I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry, Christine. That's your brain. Your brain is going by your past experiences, and the only way it's going to keep you safe is that you never try again. You're not getting any younger. So what are you going to do, Christine? What are you going to do about this? You think you're safe, alone in the mountains? How does that feel? What's more important? What you need, what you want, feeling good, being happy, having people in your life, or just being safe? Obviously, our parents didn't teach us how to do those things and achieve those things. So learn how, and the way to do that is to have help, have somebody show you. We've got to get these things out, Christine. We've got to talk about this and release this stuff and express our feelings and emotions and find out who we are so we can learn how to navigate through relationships again. A depressed mind is going to tell you the world sucks, don't go out there. You suck, they're going to reject you anyways. Every experience you've ever had is going to keep being that way. That's why we don't like change. And as the older we get, the more our brains keep making the same choices, which makes it extremely hard to change. Okay? My younger clients say, David, what do I need to do? I say this, they go, okay, they go try it, and it works. My older clients, are you sure, David? I don't know. And they're more reluctant to try to change. There's help for you. There's help for you, Christine. I promise. Whatever your problems are, whatever you need help with and need fixed, there's help out there for you. We have to trust. You know, the best way to trust somebody is to trust somebody. Okay? So we start small. We go get help, and we feel better about our past experiences to help the depression, and we need to start forming relationships with people and learning how to maintain these and manage them and navigate through them to finally get what we need: love. And it starts with self-love. It starts with self-love, Christine. Nobody can love us if I don't, nobody can love me unless I love myself. And finally now people love me because I love myself. And how can you love somebody else if you hate yourself? That's a narcissist. Narcissist hates themselves and they hate you. Socialize. Talk to a professional. Be creative. Start finding out who you are, Christine. Okay? Know who you are. And start finding and discovering things in this world that interest you, because there's a ton of those things. And you're not going to do this unless you look for it. And this brain says, don't try. Stay safe. But if you can have some success socializing with people like a professional first, and we start small with little friendships, okay? We can have some success and our brains calm down, and we've got, you know, courage to try and try again. Confidence. All right? I'm really sorry, Christine. Anybody can contact me. I'm still accepting clients. daviddemars.com. I got the link right down below. If you want, I do one-on-one sessions with phone and video. And there's a ton of other people out there that do that too. Thank God for the internet. You're not just stuck in some little town in Montana to get help, and maybe there is nobody in there that can really help you. I bet there is. I bet there's a lot of people in Montana that can help you. But there's people all over the world that can. Okay? I hope you feel worthy of that help that you need. I hope you feel worthy of everything you want and need. Good luck, Christine. Sorry. Tree Lover, United States again. I know worrying about situations are a waste of energy, time. I write situations down and examine alternatives. I think of what I can change. But don't worry. Looking at situations on paper helps me with decision making. It sure does. It sure does. It really sharpens our cognitive skills and starts helping us be aware of what we truly want and need. We have been in, at the very least, if you don't even want to go back to your childhood, at the very least, we've had relationships that are extremely stressful to the point where they can be traumatic. And we're in these relationships long term, usually years, and the only way we can stay in them is lie to ourselves. It's the only way. Cognitive dissonance. It's the only way we can survive these relationships. To have that false hope, they're going to get better. They really love me. They just don't know how to express it. They're abused as a child. They're going to get better. They didn't mean that. I deserve that. I must have done this. My fault. Pope says, I'm in Ireland, David. I know that. Do you coach over the phone? Like in WhatsApp or something? I just said that's funny. If I booked an appointment with you and I replied to your comment, I don't know if you got it, you didn't reply, but yes, I do. I coach over the phone and I use video. It's your choice. I've got a website, daviddemars.com, links down there below, and it explains a lot of that on the website. And anybody has questions about my services, please contact me and ask me anything you want. Okay? I'm still taking clients. I can talk to anybody pretty soon. Thank you, Pope. Stephanie. I remember. Canada. I had my first session with David recently. You can tell, wow, this is kind of funny. I promise I didn't set this up this way. You can tell he is very genuine and compassionate. I feel much better finally getting some help. He validates your feelings and has many suggestions and ways of helping. I am thankful for coming across your YouTube. Thank you so much for putting out such great content and information. I look forward to our next session. And for anyone who's thinking of hiring a professional for help, I would 100% recommend booking a session with David. Thank you. That is very sweet. Very, very nice of you, Stephanie. Thank you. Sometimes that's hard to take. I also have a question. Do covert narcissists have different techniques when starting arguments with you or trying to get you upset? Absolutely. Absolutely. What they're trying to do, and people call it fuel and supply and things like this. We all have needs, emotional needs, most important thing in our life, and they must be met. Okay? Just like physical needs. We have physical needs that must be met. We need sleep, we need food, we need water, we need shelter, and many other things. Those are just primary. We have secondary, and I think tertiary. And there are all kinds of different ways we can have those met, can't we? There's all kinds of different ways we can have our need of food met, right? We can go and kill it, we can grow it, we can buy it, we can order it, right? And there's all kinds of different things we can eat. Just like emotional needs. Just like emotional needs. There's all kinds of different ways and techniques that we can have our needs met. And that's something I like to do with my clients big time. We are suffering from stress disorders and don't know what to do, and we tend to black and white think, yeah? It's either I'm with this piece of crap forever or I'm alone forever, right? Just like Christine. That was Christine, black and white thinking, right? I either stay in the mountains all by myself or I let people abuse me. You can't black and white more than that, okay? So I like to offer suggestions and different doors to choose from. There's many. So narcissists are the same way. They might not necessarily know what they need. They think they need your attention and admiration, and they need you to do their laundry and cook for them and whatever it may be, being completely reliant and dependent on you. But they are taught, just like we're taught or not taught, how to get our needs met, and they started at a very young age, and they manipulate. Okay, so if I can't get it this way, I try it that way. I can, you know, like a narcissist, I can demand it. They don't even like to be vulnerable, so they might not even ask. You might reject them, say no, things like this. They can't take that. So they may demand and yell. They may threaten. They may triangulate and get you jealous, insecure, and say, hey, you know, somebody else will give me what I want. If you don't give me sex, I'm just going to go somewhere else and get it. They may gaslight you and start making you feel like you're crazy. They may make you feel like you're so sick and you need their help. They get you dependent on them, and you'll take all their crap and not leave. Tons of different ways for them to do this. Start a fight. Give you what you want. I love you too. I love you so much. Oh yeah, you're amazing. Yeah. Oh, take you out to dinner, right? I call it, like, instead of being genuine. You know, I always use my little clock radio here, a little travel clock, right? And I got to put a battery in this thing. This thing needs something to give me what I need, so I'll give it the battery, and that's it. God damn it, give it to me. And so they might put a little battery in you. They might take you out to dinner, buy you flowers, chocolates, get you drunk. There you go, get you drunk. Then they'll get their sex. Okay. All kinds of different ways. Good question. Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you for what you said. That's very nice of you. Rory from Ohio again. Hi, Rory again. I tend to jump to conclusions a lot. I'm trying to take a step back to think before I speak. Is this part of the chaos from the narcissist? I feel sometimes I have a missing link. Good question. I tend to jump to conclusions a lot. These are our fears. This is being hyper-vigilant, I think, and you know, I don't want this person to hurt me. I can't take someone yelling at me. Are they cheating on me? I've had people cheat on me and lie to me, and I got to see it coming, man. You know, because they don't say, and it's so hard to tell. And you know, if we have a lifetime of this, or just always bad, when it's good, oh, it's gonna be bad. I noticed when I was younger, I couldn't even enjoy anything good, even if it was good. I was dampening my emotions so much it didn't even feel that great. But what was important is that bad's coming. Danger's coming. Where is it? Where is it? I always use a little snake reference with the little tongue out. Just looking for danger. Where is it? All the time. So we jump to conclusions. You're leaving me. You're rejecting me. You don't like me. Are you with someone else? I think this person's annoyed with me. I think this person doesn't like me. And our fears come to fruition, don't they? They do. They will. I think this person's going to leave me. Imagine a person never wants to leave me at all, and I just keep saying, you're going to leave me. You're leaving me, huh? You're cheating on me. Where you been? Well, guess what? They're going to leave me. Now it's come to fruition. Yeah. Yeah, hypervigilance. Totally. It's our brains taking over. Dr. Sammy Baya, great video. Thank you, Doc. That's what I said. Thank you. Cindy was looking at the, and I thought it was Amen, but I looked it up, and I believe you pronounce his name. It's a person's name, Dr. Amen. Could be wrong. I'm sorry, Dr. Amen or Amen, if I am. Was looking at the Amen clinics and curious as to if you've heard of and to what value these brain scans could possibly have in the future treatment of mental illness. Well, it's not future, it's now. We've been doing that for a while. Not we as me, but doctors. A lot of mental illness is detectable by brain scans, from psychopathy to obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay? You know, this is brain functioning, thought patterns, which control our behaviors and our choices. So a lot of this stuff is visible in brain scans. Narcissists, especially psychopaths, may not use their frontal lobe as much. Things like this. CPTSD causes damage to our amygdala. Doesn't work properly. We have a little filter that works really, really fast, and it takes in all our cognitive information, comes up with a answer and spits it out. Okay, and this can react faster than a lot of the processing in our brains, and so that's why we want to take a while to react. Like Rory said, that's great. There's one thing you always have is time, and we feel pressure to react. We've been trained to do this from our parents. Yes, no, yes, okay, yeah. Looking for danger all the time and having that fight or flight response. Now, do it now, stay safe. But communication, no matter how stressful it may be, we always have time to react. Because when we react too fast, it causes more shame and guilt, causes more frustration, makes our problems worse, makes us feel worse, right? So a lot of this stuff is detectable with brain scans already. Dr. Amen is not on anything new. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, Cindy, always. And that's it. That's it, you guys. These question and answer videos are slowing down a lot. And it's not just you guys, it's a lot of stuff from YouTube too. They censor so much now that I have a long list of words I'm not allowed to say, things I can't do, and I don't care, because this has to do with abuse and trauma, and they don't like that, and I have no other way of going around it. That's what it is. So if you guys think that I'm helping you and could help other people, you can really support me by subscribing and voting and commenting, sharing with other people, putting it on a playlist on your own channel. You can even share it to yourself on your phone. I'd really appreciate that, and so would everybody else that this information reaches and helps. Okay? Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend, and love yourself first. See you next week.